Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Screeny. Gordon Ramsay is known for his foul-mouthed attacks on chefs that can't even cook an egg. Over the course of his career, he's managed to help many eateries on the brink of closure. He doesn't exactly go in with the kids' gloves though, more like the fiery wrath of Satan. We've seen him throw up because of terrible food, but as much as we love watching him tear restaurateurs a new one, we're here to look at the positive side. Join us as we take a look at the times Gordon Ramsay likes the food. Before we begin, do us a favor by clicking that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video on your favorite TV shows. Chow down chowder. If you're going to get Gordon Ramsay to visit your restaurant, we've got a big tip for you. Give him decent directions. When Gordon eventually managed to find the Handlebar restaurant, he was probably starving. It took him so long to track the place down that it seems like he would never get there. A detour wasn't going to stop the G-Man from reaching his destination though. After being seated, the chef was taken aback by the amount of fondue that was on the menu. Like, who needs that much melted cheese in their lives? Maybe the question should be who doesn't need that much melted cheese in their lives, but anyway. Ramsay orders the soup of the day as well as a seafood crepe and steak fondue. Usually, Gordon hates absolutely everything that he gets served. From the entree onwards, it's insult after insult, but not in this case. Handlebar got off to a strong start with a chowder that Gordon called well-seasoned and perfect for a winter's day. You can't really get higher praise than that from one of the finest chefs in the world. Unfortunately for Melissa in the kitchen, the rest of her food was straight up garbage. At least she can hold on to that one small victory, right? It won't pay the rent, but it's better than nothing. Crab cake cool. We like Gordon just as much as the next guy here, but we've got to admit that he can be unnecessarily nasty at times. As soon as he was seated at the mixing bowl, Gordon went in on the manager Billy, asking him when he'd last eaten a salad or gone to the gym. It was so awkward that the wallpaper started peeling off. Okay, well, it was doing that anyway, but this probably didn't help. Honestly, coming from a guy that used to have a few extra pounds to shake off himself is just plain cruel. Billy took the insult like a champ, which is more than what most would have done. After slamming the decor and paper tablecloths, Gordon ordered from the extensive New American menu. He opted for the award-winning crab cakes along with the seared salmon and zucchini pancakes. The food didn't look too bad when it was served, but how did it taste? The crab cakes surprised Gordon in terms of their freshness, although he admitted that he didn't see how they were award-winning. Either way, he finished them, which was a good sign. The zucchini pancakes were too stodgy for his taste though, and the salmon left much to be desired. Still, yay for the crab cakes! It could have been much worse judging by Gordon's attitude that day. If anything, Billy should get an award for being the most patient manager on the planet. You shouldn't get personally attacked because your business sucks. Sticky toffee sensation. Gordon had a big job on his hands when he rolled up to Morgan's. Based in Liverpool, UK, the restaurant was run by three feisty women. You know what they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, right? Gordon's prawns were rock hard and the sausage dish he ordered was about the size of his head. If it was good, that wouldn't really be a bad thing. There's nothing worse than paying $50 and getting something the size of a pea, is there? The apricots and mashed potato put Gordon off, but he still had room for dessert. When the sticky toffee pudding arrived, it looked great and tasted great too. Ramsay is impressed and instantly knows that whoever cooks that wouldn't have cooked the monstrosity that came before it. He's not wrong, as assistant chef Emma was responsible for the dessert. Ironically, head chef Phil thought it was rubbish. The food is the least of the problems at this family-run horror show. The episode makes it completely clear why you should never go into business with your siblings, as it's nearly always a total disaster. Despite a successful relaunch, the eatery was sold in 2007. The woes for staff didn't stop there either, as former head chef Phil was sent to jail after stealing money from the next restaurant who hired him. Maybe that could explain why the books at Morgan's were a mess, and the family were eyeball deep in debt. Just saying. Amazing meatballs. When Gordon visited the small Italian restaurant La Lanterna in Letchworth, UK, he got more than he bargained for. Not only were the management in serious debts totaling over $200,000, but the food was gross too. He calls the Italian sausage dish 2 poodle penises doused in parsley and discovered the dessert was store-bought and frozen in the middle. Not cool. Worst of all, the place was owned by the executive chef who thought he was the best in the biz. His license plate was A1 Chef, which Gordon thought was an absolute joke. He spent $46,000 on a new car, but Ramsay told him he had to sell. He wasn't happy about it, but what are you gonna do? If Gordon says jump, you say how high. If Gordon says sell, you say how much. The guy was so cocky and arrogant that it seems like there was no hope for the restaurant at all. After a while, Gordon was able to get through to him and retrain him. Customers liked the food so much that things seemed to be on the up and up for the business owners. When Gordon revisited a few months later, he was so delighted with what he found that he cleared all of his plates. He praised everything from the simplicity of the menu to the ingredients that were used. He didn't smile, because this is Gordon and he hardly ever smiles, but still, 10 out of 10 for La Lanterna. The food wasn't enough to keep the business afloat though, and it sold less than a year later after the episode aired. You can't win them all. Tubbs Turkey. Okay, we're digressing from the point slightly on this one, but it's so cute. Who doesn't like dogs? Gordon has a rough time of it when he visits Santa La Brea in Los Angeles. The vegan restaurant should have done pretty well as they were in a prime location, but something wasn't right. The debts kept racking up and the customers were nowhere to be found. In this day and age, people go wild for vegan restaurants. The queue should have been down the street. When Gordon sat down for his faux turkey sandwich, it became clear that the food was the issue. He was so sickened by what it looks like that he barely tasted it, instead deconstructing it and offering it up to Tubbs, the dog that lurked under the table. So sure, we can't say that Gordon likes the food in this case, sue us, but he did smile one of the widest smiles we've ever seen when he saw how much the dog enjoyed his scraps. He may not have liked the cuisine, but he did like that Tubbs liked it, so that works for us. At least someone got a decent meal that day. Gordon's help saw the restaurant remain open for another 3 years before the family sold it to retire overseas.
I love In-N-Out Burger, honestly. Yeah. I just wish they'd open up in bloody England because those drive-thrus are amazing.
Bangin Burger. When you think of chefs like Gordon Ramsay, you probably think they don't eat any foods that isn't 24-karat gold. After all, Ramsay has spent years honing his palate, training his senses, developing the skills that he needs to be the best in the business. That's why he's able to go into all these terrible restaurants and pull them all out of the depths of depravity. You know, once he's had his way with the menu, it's going to be good. At the core though, Ramsay is just like the rest of us. When you're hungry and hungover, the best thing is a drive-through burger. We're not even playing with you. During an interview, Ramsay admits that one of the things that he always misses most about the US is In-N-Out. Those legendary burgers have a lot of fans, including Chrissy Teigen and Queen Bey herself. They aren't world-renowned chefs, so whatever. Gordon Ramsay said that the first time he tried the fast food chain, he thought that the food was so good that he finished his meal and ordered another straight away. He said, and I quote, "They are delicious." If you're looking for confirmation that Gordon is human, boom, we just gave it to you. Perfect pudding. This restaurant has a tragic backstory, so get your Kleenex, you're gonna need it. Zeke's in LA was originally owned by the local icon of the same name. Unfortunately, he passed away in Hurricane Katrina. Daryl and Ellen bought the restaurant and kept the name in tribute to the fallen hero, only Zeke probably wouldn't have been impressed with their management skills. The first thing the couple did was fire all the staff, and then they decided to raise the prices while providing terrible food. We're not exactly CEOs over here, but even we know that's not how you run a business. Anyway, let's get to the food. Cooked by Chef Emile, the shrimp was prepared from frozen, and the fried chicken was so unseasoned that Gordon couldn't eat it. The only saving grace came in the form of bread pudding. Bread pudding is big in the UK, so Gordon would have really known what he was looking for when he ordered this bad boy. He wasn't disappointed, but it didn't save the rest of the awful menu. What happened to Zeke's in the end? Well, Ellen and Daryl just couldn't make it work, and ended up selling the restaurant a year after the episode aired. No matter how much Gordon tries to help, there just ain't no saving some people. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos on your favorite TV shows, and tap one of the 2 videos on screen for another amazing video.